Hi, I'm Debbie. Welcome to Debbie's Dare, part 2 about scrapbooking and organizing, getting all your things up from 2009, get them in books, whether they're complete or not, so that you can move on into 2010 feeling good and great about what you've accomplished. I've accomplished a lot more than what I thought I had until I got into this. I did finish my All About You in 52 albums, other than the last 2 layouts plus the title page I'll be doing before the end of the year, so we can start on our 52 weeks of homemade families. But I have a lot of other layouts I did too, so I need to get them in a book. Now I've got a series of these books. They're by, I have some by Heidi Grace and Cloud9, two of my favorite designers. And I got quite a few of them when they were on sale at Joann's. I've had some people give me some. Some of them I won by being a Fisketeer on www.fisketeers.com. But there's a problem with these. As beautiful as they are, as well done, they always say if you give an album a squeeze and it doesn't give on you, then you've got a good quality. It's not going to bend and not be able to hold your weight. But here's the problem. Remember yesterday I said I like mine to be 2 inches wide, and of course they all come, you know, 1.5 inches wide, inch, something like that. Well, my extension on this one is not going to extend 2 inches, by no means on this earth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a spine for this, and not out of material and cloth, you know, don't need to. This is nothing but a heavy cardstock. And first thing I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to make sure that if I make a larger one to go in so I can slide it out, that it's going to actually go in there. So what I do is I just take this, oh yeah, the backing of it, I can put lots of inches through there. And then the front will only go so far because we have this, but still way more than what we're going to be needing with what we're making. So I'm going to set the album aside for a minute. Okay, and we're going to cross our fingers, hope this works, because I've done it time and time again, but I only have one of these. It's the American Craft Metallic, and it's a nice texture on there. You can see as I hold it to the side, there's a nice texture. I've used it before, but I don't need all of this much, so I'm just going to use the rest of it. It's important to keep your scraps. So what I want to do is I'm going to trim this up to be 6 inches, 7 inches wide. You do what you want to. You can always trim it back. And you say, I'm only going 2 inches. I like my backing, my bindery piece not to come out. So that's the reason I'm going to cut this 6 inches. I'm going to use my Fiskars. Let me bring it down. I'm going to get my Fiskars rotary trimmer, trusty thing. And guess what? I have not changed the blade from doing all that foam that I did for 3 notebooks. All right. Now, I don't want for some reason, I don't want my grids to go up and down. I want my grids to go across. It's the design of what I want. So I'm just going to take and trim it off at, let me see, 6 inches? No, I'm going to take it to 8 inches because it will hold it. Even though I only need it to be so wide, you have to have enough to go around the corners, down in it. We're going to do some little things to it. So I'm going to go ahead and take it out to 8 inches. Do is just take and slide it down. And just to make sure, because this is a thicker cardstock, I bring it back. Slides right out, even after all that foam cutting. And I have a backing. But we still have to do it. For this particular album, we have to do a little bit more. So you can see I have a nice little backing here. Let's see. Look at here. Oh, I'm not going to have to do more to it. I thought I was going to have to. I'm not. Okay, that's the front. I can feel it because it's stopping right there. And then you just take and bring it around, and you slide it in the other way. Now, okay, this is an album that's already has the 2-inch posts in it. I'm going to pull this out. Because it is a slide-in. It's not the kind that already has the holes in it and your pieces go in. So you could just take find the slots, take your 12 by 12 piece that you did, slide it in till you're comfortable. You want to make sure you have enough on either side to keep it from coming out. The reason I didn't want to do it on the small one is because I did not want, and look at there, and you can pull it out. Of course, it doesn't match this one. and you just put it in. It's a nice cardstock. Again, it's the metallic. This is a little bit longer, a wider album than the Heidi Grace, but you get the idea. There we go. And I've got a nice backing that I can take to 2 inches. I don't have to take my album back. I can still get my cutesy album, and I can use it. You can do this also. Take a piece like this, and if you want to, cover it with fabric. I'm going to bring you back up so I can talk to you. I feel like I'm talking to the wall. You can use a piece like this, do your cardstock, and cut it to the width that you want it, and then cover it with fabric. Use a little glue stick. Cover it with fabric. Then after you cover it with fabric, and you've got the little glue stick just to hold the fabric in place, go around and with a very thin stitch, very thin thread, because you don't want a thicker thread poking up through your cloth and causing over time a wear there. But just take it, and you can take and sew it all the way around. If you want to, sew a design in here, which is probably what I'm going to do with this one, because this has flowers on it. I'm either going to applique or just do something special on the binding. And I can sew it down, and it'll make it even more sturdy, as well as give you a fabric finish. Because with an album like this, I would want a fabric finish. With an album like this, it's sort of a vinyl. So I like my metallic backing, and you'll notice it's going to match it very cutesy. Very, very cutesy. And like I said, I don't have to do anything extraordinarily special except for get that piece in there. Now, let me show you something again. Real quick, this may be a cutaway again, but I'm going to put this in. Now, you'll notice on the ends of this, and it's fine like this, but they've extended their album higher than a 12-inch sheet of paper, so that at both ends, you have this little piece here showing. Let me show you what you can do to fix that. But you'll notice on this, it has a little tip that goes up to give it that nice little cover. Well, of course, my paper's not going to be 12 inches. So what I'm going to do is I need about an inch on either side. So I know that my width that I'm going to take it to is going to be 2 inches. Let me bring it down. All I'm going to do is cut 2 pieces of paper 2 inches wide. And again, if you're going to sew, you can figure out what you're going to do with it at that point. Just take, this is going to be a 2-inch center piece to make it look cute. It doesn't look like it needs to be quite 2 inches wide. Whoops. To be really cute, all you have to do is before you sew it, just sew that in, and then you get that same kind of, or use adhesive, or if you want a contrasting color, this would be a great time to put a contrasting color or something like that on. And sometimes instead of posts, I use the Provocraft hinge straps, you know, that replace the thing that came out about a year or two ago. You replace your posts with it, and a lot of people I heard complain about it. So I talked to a rep from Provocraft at the CK convention and told him my problem. And so he gave me a set of new ones, and he said, this is how it works. And we walked through it, and now they work great. So I'm going to show you how to do that, and let me tell you what, it's a lot easier and a lot faster than trying to get those posts to work. And so that's tomorrow. Today, make yourself a very large binding on the back of your album, and save your cutesy albums. Don't let them say, oh no, I bought the wrong thing. Nah, you just get to make a spectacular backing to it that makes it unique and is only yours. Okay? Guys, good night. Sing along Thursday night. Have a good day.